got decent 3 hours, 2 hours, right? It seems like just 15 minutes back, somebody has kicked you out of the session and now you're back again. Am I audible to everyone? Yes?
Yes, sir.
No? All right,
Yes,
perfect,
sir.
guys. So what we are going to do is, today's session is slightly different. We are not going to talk about anything new. Rather, let us revisit our concepts. Let us go back and revise what we have learned in the past so that for the mock exams which are lined up for the next week, next couple of days, all right, you'll be prepared. That's the whole intent. Am I audible, everyone? Yes? So what we'll do is, we'll go ahead, we'll quickly look at a couple of topics which I have discussed particularly. All right. And as and when Rajdeep sir is going to take your sessions, even he is going to take you through those topics which he has covered. Then you will be prepared for a mock test. I am left with just 1.5 hour of session, which is going to be on the ministry, which I hope you remember that I'm not touched upon and I'll be doing it now. All right. I will not do it in today's session. I will be doing it shortly. Can I begin with today's session? Everyone with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Looking at your energy 100%, whether you are there or not, I will have to quit the meeting. Can I get little energy from you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Brilliant.
Yes, sir.
Let me know if the screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Even before I share, people are able to see the screen. I'm not sure how is it possible. Visible?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I hope
Yes,
you can
sir.
see the screen. All right. So guys,
Yes.
what we'll do is quickly taking 10 minutes to just understand what is the importance of each and every topic in your examination. All right. So if you were to see, I will specifically be talking about, is the screen visible? Yes. All right. So I will be talking about your Partnership Act, which is covered here. All right. I will be looking into your LLP. I will take you through negotiable instrument once again and the Indian regulatory framework. The other two topics which are lined up, all right, which Rajdeep sir is going to take you through independently. I will quickly start off with Indian Partnership Act 1932. All right. So what exactly is Indian partnership? What is partnership? Partnership is a relationship between two or more persons who have agreed to
Relation
share the
between
profits.
Relation.
There with
Three
me,
persons.
everyone. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Not sure how many of you are able to appreciate. Look at the beauty, even though after almost 2 months we are looking at it, still it's absolutely fresh. Today's session, we are not going to take anything other than Indian partnership. 1.5 hours that you spend with me, we are going to look at this topic in detail. Can I begin? Everyone? Yes, Akshay, there. So
Yes, sir.
the first thing is section 4, which deals with the definition of Indian partnership, which says Indian partnership is a relation, or partnership is a relation between two or more persons who have agreed, or no need of two or more when it is already persons. All right, Pargavi. So partnership is a relation between persons who have agreed to share the profits of a business carried on by all or acting on behalf of all. All right. So this brings in the concept of two important things. First, there is an agreement between people. Persons have to be there. It has to be natural persons. It can't be artificial persons. Am I audible to everyone? Yes.
Can be
Yes, sir.
It be artificial also, or it has to be only natural.
It can be.
It can be.
Samvriddhi, Tata Limited, Bata Limited wants to come together, start a partnership firm. Can they do so? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
100% possible. Reason being, the word used is persons. All right. So it can be a natural person or it can be an artificial person. Anything of it is covered. Now, why are they coming together? Because we are here to carry on business and generate profits, and that profit has to be shared amongst the partners. Now, very critical. If I don't want to share the profits, or if I don't want to make profits, is it okay? Law says no. If you're a charitable organization, you are not covered within the ambit of Indian Partnership Act. Reason being very simple. I am here only for the purpose of profits. Clear? Everyone with me? Understood the point? All right. Then we went on to understand, can two partnership come together and start a partnership, another partnership? Law says no. Why? Because Tata and Co, Bata and Co wants to come and start Batata and Co. Can they do so?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Logically not possible. Reason being very simple, because partnership is just an agreement. It does not have a separate legal existence. With me, everyone understood the point? All right. It is not a separate legal entity. Since it is not a separate legal entity, it cannot give birth to another person. Simple as that. Clear with the concept, everyone? And think logically. What is partnership? At the end of the day, it is just an agreement. So this brings us to the next important topic. What are the elements of partnership? Partnership is an association of persons. Why are we here? Because we are here as an agreement. We are going to sign an agreement. We are going to come together and start an agreement. And once we enter into an agreement, we are going to give rise to another form of entity called partnership. Why are we here? For the purpose of business. And from the business, what do we agree to do? We are going to share profits. But who's going to do the business? Business can be carried on by all, or any of them acting on behalf of all. Crystal clear, guys? Able to recall whatever we have discussed? The session is not to teach anything new. The session is only to revise what we have discussed earlier. That's it. That's why this session has been lined up. All right. Then we saw 2 or 3 important case studies. Please note, very, very important case studies these are, where merely sharing the profits does not mean there is a partnership. Everyone with me? There are instances where we are sharing profits, but law says there is no partnership there. What are those instances? Let us look at it quickly. All right. The law says in a situation where you're merely sharing profits, all right, but there is no partnership going to come into picture. Example, if it is lease, all right, if it is lease rentals which you're sharing with another person, just because you're co-owners, all right, and whatever lease rentals you get, Vikram, you're sharing, Vikram, all right, you're sharing that lease rental, does not mean there is a partnership. I'm sharing my profits, all right, with the representatives, the legal heirs of any of the deceased partner. I'm sharing my profits with any of the outgoing partners. If I'm sharing any of the profits with a partner whose accounts are not settled, in all these situations, profits are shared, but there is no partnership there. Are you understanding? Where is it coming, sir? It is coming from explanation to section 6, which says there may be instances where you're sharing profits, but not necessary that there will be profits there or there will be partnership there. There are 3 important case studies which I want you to look at once. Read, anyone. Example 1. Read.
Important case studies. Example 1, co-owners who share amongst themselves the rent derived from a piece of land are not partners because there does not exist any business.
Simple as that. All right. Let's suppose Sampriti and me are owning one piece of land together. All right. Now, whatever lease rentals we get, whatever rental income we get between amongst ourselves, if we are sharing it, does not mean that there is partnership. We are not partners. We are just co-owners. Co-owners are not carrying on a business there. We are merely owners of a property. Example, me and my wife are holding any of the property. All right. Now, in this situation, just because we are sharing the rental income doesn't mean we are partners. Law says there's no business involved. You're mere co-owners. Clear? Everyone share? Understood? Next. Sit straight. A little more energy required.
Example, no charitable institution or club may be floated in the partnership.
Very simple
joint
reason
stock
being,
company-
in case of charitable organization, there is no profit involved. All right. Where there is no profit, there's no question of partnership as well. Because at the end of the day, partnership is always for profits. Clear, everyone? Next.
X and Y buy certain bales of cotton which they agree to sell on their joint account and to share the profits equally. In these circumstances, X and Y are partners in respect of such cotton business.
Very obvious. All right. In this situation, X and Y are automatically partners because they are doing the business. Since there is business and there is sharing of profit, there is a question of partnership as well coming into picture. So there is a partnership in this case. Clear? Read. Next.
A, B, and C are partners in ABC Associates, a partnership firm. If A made certain purchases for the purpose of business from Mr. K, then Mr. K can recover the money from A, B, or C, as all partners are liable for any act done on behalf of the firm.
Why? Partnership brings in the concept of jointly and severally liable. If tomorrow anything goes wrong, sell your house, sell your kidney, sell yourself, bring in the money. Why? Because the concept is jointly, severally liable in case of partnership. You are an agent of the firm as well as an agent of the partners as well in case of partnership. If it is LLP, you're just an agent of the firm. Full stop. You're not an agent of other partners. This is the difference. Everyone with me, understanding the point? But in partnership, you are an agent of the partnership firm as well as other partners as well. So it's a critical point which you have to understand. Tomorrow, let's suppose you and I are partners and you have done any blunder. Will I be responsible for it? Answer is yes.
Yes, sir.
Answer is yes. And understood the point? All right, let's go ahead with the next thing. KD Kamath. Now, Supreme Court came up with a very interesting ruling in KD Kamath. It says there are two essential elements which you have to check in every partnership, all right, where you will go ahead and understand what exactly needs to be done and whether there is partnership or not. What are those two elements? First, check if there is profit and loss sharing. Second, check if there is business. If these two essentials are satisfied, then KD Kamath says there is a partnership firm. Understanding, everyone? So in your examination, you will come across a lot of situations and cases where the questions are revolving around whether there is partnership or not. Everyone with me? Understanding? Priyadarshini, can I continue? Sit straight, everyone. Next, we went on to understand there are a couple of important points which Shanti Ranjan Das Gupta and Dasiran Murzamul, the Supreme Court has laid down. It says, sir, you check for two things which KD Kamath has told, whether there is profit, whether there is business. Here, Dasiran Murzamul is using reverse psychology. It says, whether those are there or not, that you will have to check. In Dasiran Murzamul, Supreme Court says, if any of four things are there, right, then 100% there is no partnership. If these four things are itself missing, then there is no partnership. What are those four things? Sir, records itself are not maintained. Second, no bank account, no separate accounts are maintained. No bank account is maintained. No written notice is given to your daddy. If these four things are missing, then 100% there is no partnership. Clear, everyone? Understood the concept? Got the point, right? All right. So this is about the whole concept revolving around whether there is partnership or not. Pranav, can I continue? Everyone with me? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can I
sir.
continue? If you guys are done with your yawning, then I will continue. Everyone there? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
The
Yes,
way you
sir.
guys are yawning, I am getting scared. All right. I repeat. The next topic is partnership deed. All right. When do you say there is partnership deed and what exactly is partnership deed? A written agreement. See, partnership agreement, at the end of the day, it's an agreement. So agreement can be verbal or written. Rajdeep sir has already taught us. Now we'll go one step ahead. Here we are discussing if there is partnership and if it is written and if it is stamped, Nagashri, all right, if it is stamped under the Stamp Act, then law is very clear, 100% there is a partnership deed into existence. Now, what is the point of having a partnership deed, sir? It's a written agreement, formal agreement. What all will it capture? Who you are, where are you from, what will you do? Everything that the partnership business is operating will be covered here. Who are the partners? Why are the partners here? What will they contribute? What will be their share in ratio? How much can they withdraw? How much can they contribute? Is there any interest on drawings? Is there any interest on capital? Every aspect of your business is covered in the partnership deed. Clear? Everyone with me? All right. So this is about your partnership deed. Whether it is there or not is covered here in the documentation. And if it is written and stamped, then it is called as partnership deed. If it is merely orally discussed, then it is just a partnership agreement. It's not a partnership deed. Clear? Read, one of you, quick.
Partnership deed. Partnership is the result of an agreement. No particular formalities are required for an agreement of partnership. It may be in writing or formed verbally, but it is desirable to have the partnership agreement in writing to avoid future disputes. The document in writing containing the various terms and conditions as to the relationship of the partners to each other is called the partnership deed. It should be drafted with care and stamped according to the provisions of the Stamp Act 1899. It may contain the following information: name of the partnership firm, name of all the partners, nature and place of the business of the firm, date of commencement of partnership, duration of the partnership firm, capital contribution of each partner.
I hope I'm clear, everyone. Can I continue? All right. That is about your partnership deed. Now, coming to another important topic, which is types of partner. Is the screen visible to everyone? All right.
Yes.
Now, what are the types of partner? The types of partner can be following under any of the following categories. First one, active partner. There, you guys. All right. Classic example. Look at yourself. All right. How active you are. Now, active partners are those partners who are actively involved in the affairs of the business. Please note, what is very important is in examination, if they ask a question, you have to write about their liability. Are they liable? 100% yes. If anything goes wrong, the active partners who will be liable to the debts of the firm jointly and severally, they are also personally liable for the debts of the firm. Tomorrow, if anything goes wrong, sell your house, sell your kidney, sell yourself, bring in the money. Simple, everyone. This is about your active partner. The second one, sleeping partner. Example, again, look at yourself. Sleeping partners are also called dormant partners. Now, who are sleeping partners or dormant partners? Those who do not actively take part in the affairs of the firm. They're there. They'll contribute the capital and sleep. Now, you guys operate. Oh, sorry. You guys will contribute towards the capital and sleep. Now, I will run the business actively. All right. I'm sorry. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hold on.
Yes,
So, in this situation, you will actively get involved. And very important, even though you are sleeping partners, are you liable to the debts of the firm? Answer is yes. You are equally liable to the debts of the firm. Clear? Can I continue? The next thing is nominal partner, as the name itself says. All right, Pranav, second time. Lending his name to the firm. All right. If any of the partners are merely lending his name to the firm, are called as nominal partner. As the name itself suggests, you are merely lending your name. You don't have any real interest in the firm. Tomorrow, if anything goes wrong, are you liable to the third parties? Answer is yes. That is your nominal partner. The fourth category is partners in profits only. They are joining you guys, but remember, only for profits. If there are losses, don't call me. If there are profits, you can call me. I'm available. This is your partners in profit only. Very critical. Incoming and outgoing partners. Any new partner who is admitted to the benefits of partnership is called incoming partner, Lahiri. All right. Any partner who is retiring from an existing firm because of voluntary retirement or because of operation of law, anything could be the reason. He will be called outgoing partner. Very critical. Partner by holding out, also called what do we also call?
Estoppel partner.
Brilliant. All right. Partner by holding out are also called estoppel partners. Now, some example we had taken. What was the example? Anyone?
Amitabh Bachchan.
All right, party. Do you remember? All right. So in that party, you and I were happily eating, and Amitabh Bachchan sir was also eating. We've introduced him as the partner of the firm. He was relishing the food to an extent that he forgot to deny that he is not a partner. Tomorrow, if anything goes wrong, is he liable? Arpita? 100% yes. Clear? All right. This is about your partner by holding out. Read, also called estoppel partner. One of you read.
Partner by holding out. When a person represents himself or knowingly permits himself to be represented as a partner in a firm, he is liable like a partner in the firm to anyone who, on the faith of such representation, has given the credit to the firm.
Very, very critical. All right. If somebody has given a credit to the firm based on the fact, assuming that Amitabh Bachchan is a partner in our firm, they've given a loan, they've given any credit facility. Tomorrow, if anything goes wrong, is Amitabh Bachchan liable to that lender? Answer is yes. Clear? Next, simple topics. What are the duties of partners and what are the rights of partners? We are not going to spend too much time here. One of you quickly read and start.
Duties of the partners: to carry on business to the greatest common advantage of the firm, to be just and faithful, to render true account and full information, duty to indemnify for loss caused by fraud, not to carry on other business when there is a restraint in the contract, to act diligently, not to claim remuneration, contribute for the firm's losses, indemnify for loss due to willful neglect.
Now, very important. Is this important from exam perspective? In one of the attempts, they've asked 4 marks, right? Duties of partners. So you will have to read. It's very simple. It's self-explanatory. That's why I will not spend much time here. All right. Rather, I will spend time where it is little more detailed, and you need my support in this. All right. Now look at it. Look at the case study. One of you read. Interesting case studies.
When partners sell their shares to each other, the partner who knows more about the accounts must disclose all relevant information to the other partner.
Now, is it a duty? 100% it is a duty, because one of the duties is render true accounts. Are you understanding? So what they did was they had given this question and asked for 4 marks. Write a short note. Duties of the partner to render true accounts. Are you understanding? All right. So these are the kind of questions that they are often asking in examination. Be prepared. Be prepared. Now, what are the rights of a partner? Very simple. Read.
Rights of a partner: take part in business, to be heard and consult, access to book, equal shares of profit, subject to partnership deed, to receive interest on capital, to receive interest on advance, either has agreed at 6%, indemnification by firm for protecting it from loss, entitled to use the property of the firm for the purpose of business.
Now, these are the rights of the partner. I will not get into the details. Rather, I will spend time in understanding and how do you answer in examination. I have seen instances where students end up writing for a question where they are asking about duties. You write rights of a partner and come back home. And where they have asked rights of a partner, you will end up writing duties of a partner and come back home. You will not get one single mark. All right. You have to attend the session. Is it your duty or is it your right?
Duty.
I have to explain properly. Is it my duty or is it my right?
Duty.
You can ask questions if you have doubts. All right. Is it your duty or is your right? Able to understand everyone? Difference between duty and rights. Duty, where mandatorily you have to do something. Right is what is the benefit that you're getting out of the duty. Something which is attached to the duty. A benefit which is attached to the duty. Understanding everyone? Got the point? All right. So this is about rights and duties of a partner. Coming to section 14. Now important. What is section 14 talking about? Partnership property. Why is it necessary to distinguish between partnership property and personal property? Tomorrow, if there is any liability, my personal liability will first be paid out of my personal assets. And then I might get a share in the partnership property. Partnership liabilities will first be paid out of partnership property. After that, if there is anything, I will have to pay out of my personal assets. So therefore, it becomes important to first distinguish between what is partnership property, what is personal property. So what is partnership property? Section 14 says there are 3 important things in a partnership property. Shreya, the first one is what I contribute to the firm is partnership property. Second, what the firm purchases during its course of business is going to be the partnership property. Third, goodwill of the firm is the partnership property. These 3 things are very, very important. Only then you will call it as a partnership property, or else there's no partnership property at all. Clear? Everyone understood the concept? All right. Quickly read, one of you. Partnership property. Anyone?
The
property of the firm, section 14. Property of the firm includes all the properties which the partners may have brought into the common stock as their contribution to the common business. All the properties, rights acquired by the firm for the purpose and in the course of business of the firm, goodwill of the business. Where the property is exclusively belonging to a person, it does not become the property of the partnership merely because it is used for business of partnership. Such property will become property of partnership if there is an agreement.
Now, what our friend just read was itself a question for 3 marks. I have a property in MG Road. I've allowed our partnership firm. You and I have a partnership firm. I've allowed the partnership firm. Let's flip it. I'm sorry. You have a property in MG Road. You've allowed the firm to carry on the business from there. Can I say that property itself is the property of the firm?
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
Why? You've given no, the property.
I didn't contribute it to
Just
the
to
business.
carry the
Very,
business.
very rightly mentioned, Tanushree. You've not contributed it as capital. You merely allowed the firm to carry on business from there. That does not itself make it the property of the firm. Clear? Everyone understood the point? Very, very important point. Annapurna, read this once again.
Where the property is exclusively belonging to a person, it does not become the property of partnership merely because it is used for business of partnership. Such property will become property of partnership if there is an agreement.
I hope I'm clear, everyone. Can I continue? Amit, understood? Can I continue? Yes. So that is about your partnership property. Now coming to the next question, section 16. I have myself become the competitor of the firm. Wow. What am I doing? I'm using the name of the firm. I'm using the assets of the firm. I'm using the resources of the firm. And I'm generating personal profits. Will you be okay with it?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Look at it. The moment if you were doing it, you were okay with it. If I am doing it, you're not okay with it. Reason being very simple, because personal profits are not allowed under section 16. Section 16 says if you're using the name of the asset, if the firm, asset of the firm, resources of the firm, connections of the firm, for the purpose of generating personal profits, whatever profit you generate will have to be contributed back to the firm, and it has to be shared amongst all the partners. Clear? Second, if I'm carrying on a competing business, you have a milk or you have a tea shop. All right, you and me are running a partnership firm for a tea shop. Right opposite to you, I've started another tea shop, being a partner in your firm already. What have I become? Your own rival, sitting on your neck and getting the money and the competitor. Are you understanding? All right. Is it allowed? Law says no. If you carry on any competing business as that of the partnership firm, then whatever profits you generate, all the profits which you generate out of that partnership firm has to be given back. Clear? Everyone understood the point? All right. Read, one of you. Section 16. Quick.
According to section 16, subject to the contract between the partners, if a partner derives any profit for himself from any transaction of the firm or from the use of the property or business connection of the firm or the firm name, he shall account for that profit and pay it to the firm. If a partner carries on any business of the same nature as and competing with that of the firm, he shall account for and pay to the firm all profits made by him in that business.
I hope I'm clear, everyone. My fear in partnership is not that you haven't understood. I am very confident that each one of you sitting here would have understood the concepts well. My fear is you don't know still how to write answers as per the study material. That is possible only if you start reading and writing your answers from the study material. I'm not sure how many of you saw your CAPS material. After every chapter, there are a set of questions. How many of you saw that? I hope you've seen. If not, then very, very big problem, huh? Put down your hands. I'm not sure how many of you've seen. I want you to write answers for each of those questions after reading the study material and the CAPS material. Mind you, guys, those are all questions from previous examination question papers, RTPs, MTPs. I've brought in all of those consolidated in one place. I've consciously put in efforts there to ensure that you have as good as a question bank in your hand. After having the question bank in your hand, still if you don't put in efforts and still if you don't clear, it's your foolishness. It's as good as I've given you the bow and arrow, but you don't know how to use it, so you've killed yourself. Simple as that. Am I making sense? Everyone with me? All right. So please make sure after every chapter there are set of questions. You read the entire chapter from study material and start writing answers as if it is a question paper in your hand. Write, compare. Write, compare. Compare with what? The study material language. You will automatically see how much is the variation. I am confident everyone knows the concept. but I'm not confident if you know the language. Making sense? Everyone with me?
Yes.
Understood? Can I continue? All right. So that's about your section 16. Because looking at your faces, I am very sure that each one of you know what the law is. But I'm not sure each one of you know how to write the law is. With me? Everyone? Can I continue? All right. So that's about your personal profit. Section 17 is talking about rights and duties of a partner after change in a partnership firm. So what is it talking about? It is talking about a situation where if you are a partner in a partnership firm, and if there are any changes in the partnership firm, why? Some new partner is coming on, some existing partner is going out, some changes in the constitution of the firm. The question is, what will happen to the rights and liabilities? Until otherwise provided, whatever were the rights before the change, the same rights will continue even after the change, until and unless you have changed your agreement. In the agreement itself, you have changed your rights and liabilities, then there is a change. If there is no change, then you will continue whatever the rights and liabilities were there before, and the same thing will continue after as well. This is what section 17 is talking about. Very simple, nothing hyphen is about. Section 18. Now comes the BAP of all topics. Sit straight, everyone. Do you remember? We have discussed this.
Yes,
What is this
sir.
topic?
Implied authority. Implied
What
authority.
examples have we learned this topic with?
Superpower.
Superpower. All right, let's get started now. Sit straight, everyone. 100% focus. All right, put down your pens and listen to me very carefully. So now we go ahead and listen and understand the relation of partners to the third parties. Law says, Samriddhi, you are an agent of the firm. Section 18 says you are an agent of the firm. So what will happen, sir? Since you are an agent of the firm, Milit, whatever you do, entire firm will be bound by it. All right. So section 18 goes one step ahead to say, since you are an agent of the firm, I will give you a superpower, and that superpower is called implied authority. Now, what is this implied authority? Whatever you do, the entire firm is responsible and bound by it. Now, how to use this superpower is the next question, and that is coming under section 22. All right. Three things to be satisfied. Only if these three things are satisfied, then you can go ahead and consider it to be a superpower. What are those three things? First, it must be done in the usual business of the firm, in the normal conduct of the business of the firm, in the name of the firm. Until and unless these three conditions are satisfied, you cannot use the superpower. Everyone there with me? All right. 18 says you are an agent of the firm. 19 says you are having a superpower, and that is the implied authority. 22 says how to use the superpower. This is about your entire concept on agent's power or partner's power to act as an agent before the third party. Crystal clear? Understood the point what we have just mentioned? Do you remember we have discussed this in length?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Read, one of you. Section 22. I'm sorry. Mute yourself, whoever it is. Section 18. Start from there.
Partners.
Now no one will read.
Partner to be agent of the firm, section 18. A partner is the agent of the firm for the purpose of the business of the firm. However, this cannot be applied to all the transactions and dealings between the partners themselves. It is applicable only to the act done by the partners for the purpose of the business of the firm. Mode of doing the act to bind the firm, section 22. In order to bind the firm, any act done or instrument executed by any partner or other person on the behalf of the firm shall be A. Done in the firm's name, B. In any other manner showing an express or implied intention to bind the firm. It is, however, subject to the following restrictions. First one, the act must relate to the usual business of the firm, that is, the act done by the partners must be within the scope of his authority and related to normal business of the firm. The act is such as is done for the normal conduct of the business of the firm. The act to be done in the name of the firm or in any other manner with an intention to bind the firm.
Everybody understood? Open your books. Open your books. Quick, 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 quick. Looking at your energetic faces. Apurva there in the session?
Yes, sir.
Apurva. Yes? All right.
Yes,
Satvi there?
Yes, sir.
Akshay there in
yes,
the
sir.
session? Mayur?
Yes, sir.
Vinyas there?
Yes, sir.
I want the cameras on. Those of you sleeping with your cameras off, I don't understand what are you guys doing. Can I see the cameras on? I will have to start throwing people out of the session then. Don't force me to do all that. Keep your cameras on. Write down. Write down. In the middle of the page, partners' responsibilities and duties. Partners' responsibilities and duties, which is relation against the third parties. Against the third parties. Vikram there? Ajna? Prajit there?
Yes, sir.
Can I continue? Milit?
Yes, sir.
Naveen there?
Yes, sir.
Dikshit
Yes,
there
sir.
in the session? Trisha? Chinmay? Can I continue? Yes, Usha there in the session? Pranita? Sumant? Write down. Write down. Very important. Relation, 3 arrow marks. Section 18. Section 18. Partner is an agent of the firm. Partner is an agent. Everybody has to write down. All my overconfident friends, please write down. Partner is an agent of the firm. That is all the acts done by the partner, on behalf of the firm, will be acceptable, subject to section 19, will be acceptable, subject to section 19, and section 22. Those of you didn't understand, wait. Second arrow mark, and subject to section 22. Second arrow mark. Because of section 18, Smita there in the session?
Yes, sir.
Because of section 18, comma, partner would be provided, within brackets, superpower, which is implied authority. This superpower is only for your understanding. In examination, don't write superpower and come back home thinking that you'll get extra marks. They'll tear the paper. At times, I'm scared of giving examples. All right, within bracket, superpower, which is implied authority to bind the entire firm. Arpita, understood? Third arrow mark. Mode of doing an act to bind the firm. Mode of doing the act to bind the firm. Section 22. Within brackets, write down how to use the superpower. 3 arrow marks. Under this. 3 arrow marks under this. Amit there. 3 arrow marks
Yes.
under this. All the Amits. All right. 3 arrow marks. First one, the act should be done as a part of usual business of the firm. The act should be done as a part of the usual business of the firm. The act should be done as a part of usual business of the firm. Can I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Second arrow mark. Second arrow mark. Second arrow mark. The act should be done as a part of normal conduct of the business of the firm. Usual business of the firm was the first point. Second one is normal conduct of the business of the firm. Usha, understanding? The third one. The third one. The act should be done in the name of the firm. The act should be done in the name of the firm. Please keep your cameras on. You'll be conscious and attending the session with complete focus. That's why I'm asking you to keep your cameras on. All right. Now circle the first, in the first arrow mark, whatever you've written, normal conduct of the business of the firm, usual business of the firm, in the name of the firm. Circle all of those. Circle usual business of the firm, normal conduct of the business of the firm, name of the firm. Did you circle? All Mentos friends or what? Tube lights. The way you're scratching your head. First arrow mark, you've written usual business of the firm.
Yes, sir.
Circle
Yes, sir.
usual business. Second arrow mark, you've written normal conduct of the firm.
Yes, sir.
Circle the
Yes,
work.
sir.
Circle the word normal conduct. Third one, you've written in the name of the firm.
Yes, sir.
Circle the word in the name. Now, what is the difference? In the usual business of the firm means, all right, listen to me very carefully. My usual business is selling saris. Suddenly, I want to sell land. Is that usual business? Not possible. All right. This is not usual business of my firm. So it is not acceptable. That means if you go ahead and sell the land without asking the other partners, are the other partners bound by it? Answer is no. They are not bound by it. Clear, everyone? Understood the point? Second thing, in the normal conduct of the business, normally we sell sari. Suddenly I've sold the building from where I was selling sari. Is it normal? Again, it's an abnormal activity. So it is again something which you've done beyond your authority. If you do anything of this sort, are the other partners bound by it? Answer is no. Third one, in the name of the firm, whatever transactions you do, you have to specifically mention that I am entering into this transaction on behalf of the firm. Only then the firm will be responsible or bound by it, or else no. Did you understand all the three examples? All right. This is about your whole discussion on section 18, 19, and 22. Now, Section 20 says, can I extend and restrict this authority? Answer is yes. You can go ahead, extend this authority, restrict this authority. But against the third party, when will it be effective? Only after you inform them that there is an extension or there is a restriction in the authority. You have a superpower. I want to restrict this superpower. Can I do so? Answer is yes. But how will the third party know that they have restricted the superpower? By giving a notice. Inform them. Simple as that. Or else they'll assume that you have an authority. Tomorrow, if they assume and anything goes wrong, are the other partners liable? Answer is yes. Why? Because you never gave them an information. This is about your information and intimations. Read section 20. Quick, Dhritti. There.
Yes, sir.
Read.
The implied authority of a partner may be extended or restricted by contract between the partners. Under the following conditions, the restrictions imposed on implied authority of a partner by agreement shall be effective against a third party. The third party knows about the restriction, and the third party does not know that he is dealing with the partner in a firm.
Very obvious. All right. Either you've informed him that please note, I have not given the permission to this partner to go ahead and purchase any goods more than 10 lakhs. Still the partner is purchasing 20 lakhs worth of goods from you. Am I liable for it? Law is very clear. No, the third party has sold it, assuming that he is entering into a transaction on his own personal account, not on behalf of the firm. So in this case, the firm will not be liable. Why? Sir, I've told you, don't sell goods more than 10 lakhs. Still you have sold. Your headache, not mine. Clear? Understood the point? All right. That's about your restrictions and extensions. Next, notice to the acting partner. All right. Now, what is this? If I give a notice to one of the partners who are habitually, actively involved in the affairs of the firm, Law says it is as good as a notice given to the entire firm. Because if you have 10 partners, do you think I will come and inform all the 10 partners about anything? Law says no, it's not practically possible. If I have 40 partners, can I inform all the 40? Answer is no, it's not possible. If I have 60 partners, can I inform?
We can't have 60
We can't have
I was
60.
waiting for that. Brilliant, Arpita. All right. I can't have 60 partners in a partnership firm, section 464. People are nodding your head just for the sake of it. Huh, sir? No, not possible. Everyone with me? Understanding the point? All right. So,
Yes,
law
sir.
says if a notice is given to a partner who is habitually engaged in the affairs of the firm, it is as good as a notice given to the entire firm. I don't have to individually go and give the notice to everyone. But if I've given a notice to a sleeping partner,
Not valid, sir.
not a valid notice. Not a valid notice. Why? Sir, first of all, he is sleeping. Classic example, you guys. All right. Now, in this case, if you give a notice to them, anyway, they will start snoring after listening to it. No point. So it is not a valid notice at all. Clear? Everyone understood the concept? Read, one of you. Section 24. Quick.
Notice to the acting partner. As per section 24, notice to a partner who habitually acts in the business of the firm, no matters on matters relating to affairs of the firm, operates as a notice to the firm, except in the case of fraud on the firm committed by or with the consent of the partners. Thus, the notice to one is equivalent to notice to rest of the partners, just as notice to an agent is notice to his principal.
Very simple. All right. This is as good as a notice to an agent is as good as a notice given to the principal as well. If there is a fraud, that is not covered here. All right. Purposely, if you have, let's assume you and me are partners. All right. They've given a notice to you. You knew it. All right. And you are also aware personally you don't have any assets. So tomorrow, if anything goes wrong, I have to go ahead and bear the loss. And you wanted that. So you have gone ahead, entered, and are a part of a fraud. In that case, notice given to you is not good as a notice given to the entire firm. Why? You've entered into a wrong activity. So that will not be considered as a notice to the firm. Are you understanding? Everyone with me? All right. In case of fraud, notice given to an acting partner is not going to be considered as a notice to the entire firm. Why? Because it's a fraud. Simple as that. All right. Read next. Liabilities of a partner. Very simple, nothing hyphen. Quickly read this. Start.
Liabilities of a partner, failure of general duties, indemnify the firm for losses caused by his fraud, contribute to losses equally subject to the deed, indemnify for willful neglect, surrender personal profits, accounts for profit from competing business, jointly and severally liable for all acts of the firm, liable to third parties for acts of the firm.
In simple terms, these are all the liabilities. G1, can I continue? Yes. With your permission, sir. Can I continue? All right. Next, focus. The next concept is minor partner. All right. Wherein
The minor concept of the benefits of the partnership.
what you guys blabbered, I didn't understand. All right. For those of you who didn't understand what my friends would have otherwise blabbered, I will repeat what they would have said. Minor partner concept does not exist. What is it then? Minor being admitted to the benefits of partnership. Simple. Everyone, guys, enjoying? All right. Somewhere able to recall what we have learned.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes to minor being admitted to the benefits of partnership, law says, sir, it's very simple. Minor, as per Indian Contract Act, minor cannot enter into a contract. So can a minor become a partner? Answer is no. Minor cannot become a partner in a partnership firm. Sir, then what are we learning? What you are learning is minor merely being admitted to the benefits of partnership. All right. What will he enjoy? Only the benefits. Will he get anything beyond this? Answer is no. Clear, everyone? Now the question is, what are his rights? What are his liabilities? Where is that coming from? Section 30. All right. Read, one of you.
Rights and liabilities of a minor admitted to the benefits of the partnership as per section 30. A minor cannot be bound by a contract because a minor's contract is void and not merely voidable. Therefore, a minor cannot become a partner in a firm because a partnership is founded on a contract.
Sir, then what is this whole concept? This concept is here. What we are talking about. Start.
Though a minor cannot be a partner in a firm, he can nonetheless be admitted to the benefits of a partnership under Section 30 of the Act. In other words, he can validly be given a share in the partnership profits. When this has been done, and it can be done with the consent of all the partners, then the rights and liabilities of such a partner will be governed under Section 30 as follows.
Everybody understood the point? All right. Two things. Can he enter into a contract? Answer is no. Can he become a partner? Answer is no. He will only be admitted to the benefits of partnership. That means profits hai, I will come. Losses hai, don't call me. Simple. Understood? All right. Very, very important. Once we are clear about it, what are the rights and liabilities? Let us read that now. What are the rights and where is it coming from? Section 30. Section 30 talks about our rights of a minor partner. Start.
Minor admitted to the benefits of
Minor being admitted to the benefits of partnership. Read. What are the rights?
A minor admitted to the benefits of a partnership has a right to his agreed share of the profits and of the firm. He can have access to, inspect, and copy the accounts of the firm. He can sue the partners for accounts or for payments of his share, but only when he is severing his connection with the firm and not.
Do you
other-
remember? We had discussed this. All right. Minor being admitted to the benefits of partnership does not get a right to file a case against the partners. When he can file a case, he can file a case against the partners only when he is severing his connection, when he is breaking his connection with the partnership firm. And what can he sue for? He cannot sue for 100 different things. He can sue only for his share in profits. Nothing other than that. Are you understanding? Everybody with me? Able to recall? We have discussed this, all right, in length. Next.
Yes, sir. On attaining majority, he may within 6 months elect to become a partner or not to become a partner. If he elects to become a partner, then he is entitled to the share to which he was entitled as a minor. If he does not, then his share is not liable for any acts of the firm after the date of the public notice served to that effect.
What are we talking about in this, Milith? We are talking about a situation where, congratulations, it's your 18th birthday. Now you are no more a minor, you become major. Now what? Now law says, I will give you two things. Decide whether you want to continue or you want to move out. If you want to continue, all right, how much time do you have? By the way, you have only 6 months to decide whether you want to continue or not. If you have decided to continue, please inform the world. If you have decided not to continue, please inform the world. Why? Because if you do not inform the third parties that you do not intend to continue within 6 months, after 6 months, you will be equally liable for all the debts and obligations of the firm. That means personally liable. Tomorrow, if anything goes wrong, even you have to sell your house, sell your kidney, sell yourself, bring in the money. Clear, everyone? Understood? All right. For those of you who didn't understand, he will be jointly and severally liable, just like other partners. Let's go ahead with the next thing. Liabilities. Does he have any liability? Read.
Before attaining majority, the liability of the minor is confined only to the extent of his share in the profits and the property of the firm. Minor has no personal liability for the debts of the firm incurred during his minority. Minor cannot be declared insolvent, but if the firm is declared insolvent, his share in the firm vests in the official receiver or assignee.
In simple terms, minor ideally do not have any liabilities. All right. Why? Because he is a minor. He is being admitted to the benefits of partnership. Now, suppose, sir, entire firm has been declared insolvent. Can a minor also be declared as insolvent? Answer is no. Minor cannot be declared insolvent. So in that case, what will happen? The official assignee or receiver of the firm will take care of his share as well. Simple as that. Nothing other than that. All right. Now, after attaining majority, does he have any liability? Read.
Within 6 months of his attaining majority or on his obtaining knowledge that he had been admitted to the benefits of the partnership, whichever date is later, the minor partner has to decide whether he shall remain a partner or leave the firm. Where he has elected not to become a partner, he may give public notice that he has elected not to become partner, and such notice shall determine his position as regards the firm. If he fails to give such notice, he shall become a partner in the firm on the expiry of the said 6 months.
In simple terms, I will give you 6 months. Within 6 months, you have to decide whether you want to continue or not. Sir, sorry, sir, I forgot. No problem. Now also be liable for all the debts and obligations of the firm. Simple as that. Understood, everyone? All right. So this is about minor partner. Going ahead with the next.
Admitted to the benefit.
I was waiting. Glad. All right. I'll take all the questions. Hold on. I'll take all the questions in the fag end. Now going ahead with the next topic. Incoming partner and outgoing partner. Now, what is an incoming partner? What is an outgoing partner? Any partner who is admitted to the benefits of partnership, who is admitted to the partnership, is called incoming partner. Any partner who is leaving the firm, there can be two instances where he is voluntarily leaving it. Second, it could be operation of law. Now, what is operation of law? Insolvency, lunacy, death, all of those are covered within operation of law. All right. In this case, he will be leaving the firm. Now, the question is, sir, what will happen if I'm incoming? What will happen if I'm outgoing? First thing, if I have to admit any partner, I need the approval of consent of all the partners. Sir, majority partners, not sufficient. I want all the partners to agree, only then a partner can be admitted. Second point which you have to understand is, can he be held liable for things which happened even before his admission? Answer is no. It's as good as, can I become a father even before taking birth? Does not make sense. Able to make sense? Everyone understanding? Most of you are nodding your head just for the sake of it.
Yes, sir.
What was that? Yes, sir. I didn't understand. Can I continue? You've understood? All right. Second thing, outgoing partner. If I have to remove any of the partners, all right. In this situation, again, majority of your partners have to agree. Very important. He will be liable only for things which has happened up to his moving out. After he has moved out, will he be liable for anything? Answer is no. He will not be liable for things which has happened after his exit. Simple as that. Very obvious. After his exit, will he be liable? Answer is no. But there's a catch here. The catch is, will he be liable after his exit? One situation, yes. Provided he is not given a notice to the third parties. You have to ensure that you give a notice to the third parties if you are moving out of the firm. Sir, sorry, sir, I forgot. No problem. I'll assume you're a partner. You are equally liable for the debts and obligations of the firm as well. Clear, everyone? Understood the point what we've discussed about incoming and outgoing partners? All right. So that's about your incoming and outgoing partner. Quickly read, one of you, section 31. Sorry.
Section 31. No person shall be introduced as a partner into a firm without the consent of all the existing partners. A person who is introduced as a partner into a firm does not thereby become liable for any acts of the firm done before he became a partner.
Very obvious. All right. He cannot be held liable for things which has happened before his admission. Simple as that. Next. Section 33. All right. Amit, what are we talking about? Section 33? Expulsion of partner. What example did we take in expulsion of partner? Anyone?
Party where wives for
Wives fighting.
Wives fighting. Wives.
Two wives of partner fighting.
All right. Thank God you didn't say my wife and your wife fighting. All right. Because that was the example that I had given. Now the point is, if you remember, the example was party where wives are fighting, and tomorrow I didn't like because you fought, your wife has fought with my wife, so I didn't like that. All right. So can I go ahead and expel you as a partner? Law says control. Section 33 does not allow expulsion of partners in this way. So what does section 33 say? Quickly read. I'm not spending too much time on these pointers because I am sure each one of you sitting here are aware of what it is. Read quick.
Expulsion of a partner, section 33. Number 1, cannot be expelled merely based on the majority of partners agree, unless it is in good faith.
1 minute. Do I need all the partners' consent here?
majority.
Only majority.
Now, I was reading one of the answer scripts, all right? Guys, how can all the partners give their... you are throwing me out and I will give consent for being thrown out, or what? When you write all the partners, what do you... Now we are laughing, but I read this in one of the answer scripts and that person has underlined that, all the partners. Because, sir, you only told no, I have to underline keywords, so I have underlined keywords. What nonsense. You've written all the partners. That means you're throwing me, you're expelling me, and I will give you my consent that yes, expel me. Are you making sense? Everyone understanding? Yes. Now we are laughing, I am sure majority of us would have done these kind of blunders in examination. Read.
So, merely based on the majority of partners agree unless it is in good faith. The other conditions are as follows. Expulsion must be in the interest of the partnership. The partner to be expelled is served with a notice. He is given an opportunity of being heard.
3 conditions. First, expulsion should be in the interest of the firm. Pranav. All right. Second, notice has to be given to the other person. And third one, very, very critical, I have to give an opportunity to the other person to explain his matter. Until and unless these 3 conditions are satisfied, I cannot expel a partner. Clear? Everyone understood the concept? All right. Read. Next. Insolvency of partner. I'll explain it to you. If one of the partner is insolvent, what happens? Automatically out of the firm. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear? Yes?
Yes,
All right. So if it is insolvency of a partner, the moment a partner is insolvent, he is automatically out of the firm. All right, Prajit, you don't have to yawn. You will have to ensure that you are anyway out of the firm. Crystal clear? Now, what will happen with Amit? In this case, you will have to ensure that the estate of the insolvent partner is not liable for anything which has happened after his exit. Very obvious. What is the meaning of the word estate? Whatever leftover assets of that insolvent partner is there, that is not used for anything after his exit. Logical? All right. Not me. All right. Mr. X has gone ahead and become insolvent. Now, for whatever good reason, after his exit, immediately upon becoming insolvent, he is no more a partner in the firm. After he is out of the firm, can he continue being liable? Answer is no. His estate cannot be used for that. Clear? Second thing which you have to understand, the firm is also not liable for the acts of insolvent partner after the date of order. Will the firm be liable for whatever the partner is doing? Answer is no. The connection is broken immediately after the court orders that Mr. X has become insolvent. There is no further connection. So when there is no connection, will I be liable for it? Amit, answer is no, you will not be liable. Sit straight, sit straight, sit straight, sit straight, everyone. Look at you guys. Next, he will cease to be a partner immediately when the order is passed. Who's going to pass the order? The court is going to pass the order whenever a person becomes insolvent. Do you remember we have discussed how an insolvency is done, what happens? All right. Next, the insolvent partner will not continue as a partner anymore. Normally, if any of the partner becomes insolvent, the firm is also, the other partners will also go ahead and dissolve the firm. Why? Because one of the partner is insolvent. That means there is 100% some issue in the firm. All right. So automatically, normally, not always, normally the firm is also closed. Sana, let's go ahead with the next one. Rights of the outgoing partner. Let's suppose you and I are partners. Looking at your energetic faces, 100% I don't want to continue business with you guys. Can I go ahead and become your competitor? Answer is provided if you've imposed any restrictions on me, then I cannot carry on such competing business. Sir, but is that restraint of trade? Because Rajiv sir has taught you cannot impose any restraint of trade. This will not be considered as restraint of trade. Read, one of you.
Rights of outgoing partner to carry on competing business, section 36. Although this provision has imposed some restrictions on an outgoing partner, it effectively permits him to carry on a business competing with that of a firm. However, the partner may agree with his partners that on his ceasing to be so, he will not carry on a business similar to that of a firm within a specified period or within the specified local limits. Such an agreement will not be in restraint of trade if the restraint is reasonable. A similar rule applies to such an agreement of sale of the firm's goodwill.
All right, this sale of goodwill, we will quickly look at it in the fagend. In simple, Prajit, so far what we have discussed is in a situation where any restrictions are imposed, can I impose such restrictions? Answer is yes. Will it be considered as restraint of trade, Tanushree? Answer is no, it is not going to be considered as restraint of trade. Can I continue? Everyone with me? All right. The next thing is, can I get a share even after leaving the firm? Answer is yes. Even though I moved out of the firm, I'm an outgoing partner, still I can get a share in the subsequent profits. But when is it possible? Only in a situation where, listen to me very carefully, only in a situation where my accounts are not settled. All right. If my accounts are not settled, that means you're using my money. If you're using my money, I will not keep quiet. Give me a share. How much is the share? Share will be either a percentage, all right, of profits or interest at the rate of 6% per annum, whichever is higher. Clear,
It is
everyone?
after the opinion of the
Clear? There is no language used. Whichever is higher, it is at the option of the partner to decide what he wants. Whichever is higher is not used. Please make note, you will end up doing this blunder in exams as well. All right. I said whichever is higher. There are so many of you sitting, yes, sir, whichever is higher. Nonsense. It is not there. It is at the option of the partner to decide whether he wants interest or profit. Clear? Sachi, can I continue? Read. Section 37. Quick, 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 quick.
Rights of the outgoing partner in certain cases to share the subsequent profit. Section 37. Where any member of a firm has died or otherwise ceased to be a partner and the surviving or continuing partners carry on the business of the firm with the property of the firm without any final settlement of accounts as between them and the outgoing partner or his estate, then in the absence of a contract to contract, the outgoing partner or his estate is entitled at his option to such share of profits made since he ceased to be partner as may. So section 37. Of profits made since he ceased to be a partner as may be attributable to the use of his share of the property of the firm or to the interest at the rate of 6% per annum on the amount of his share in the property of the firm.
Here, everyone understood the point. All right. This is about your section 37. Let's go ahead with the next point. Now, going ahead in a situation where registration of firm. Is it mandatory to register the firm?
It is optional.
It is optional. You decide whether you want to register. If you don't want to register, don't register, Prajit. Now, what will happen if I don't register? All right. Very important. If you do not register your firm, three things will come into picture. What are those? Read.
What if not registered? Cannot sue the firm or any other partner, cannot file a suit against a third party, cannot claim a set-off.
Very important. In case if you do not go ahead and register your firm, then you cannot file a case against any of the partners or the firm. You cannot go ahead and file a case against the third parties. Very important. You cannot claim a set-off. Clear, everyone? Understood the point? All right. Now, can the third parties file a case against you? Is the question. All right. Can third parties go ahead and sue you? The answer is 100% yes. Third parties can go ahead and sue the firm or any of the partners. Can you sue the third party? Answer is no. There is one exception. Can you sue the partnership firm? Answer is no. You cannot sue the partnership firm. Only one exception. And what is that exception? The only thing which you can do is sue the firm for complete dissolution itself. Understood? You cannot sue the firm. The only case where you can go ahead and file your suit before the court in case of an unregistered firm is request the court, sir, I am an unregistered firm. I cannot file a case against anybody else. You please wind up our business itself, which is going to be dissolution of the firm. Clear, everyone? Understood? All right. The last point, sir, I want a set off. How much is the maximum allowed? 100 rupees for set off. Do you remember we have discussed why 100 rupees? Don't forget this law was passed in 1932 and since then they forgot to update it, just like you guys. Everyone there? All right. So this is about your set off. Now, simple topics: dissolution of firm, dissolution of partnership. Vikram, Tanushri, Amit, Bhargavi, Mehul, all four of us are partners. Looking at my energetic face, Bhargavi decided I don't want to continue with this guy. All right. dissolution of partnership. Full stop. Looking at your energetic faces, I really don't think we should continue the business. All five of us have agreed to dissolve the firm itself, complete, close the business. That is called dissolution of partnership firm. First one, only Bhargavi was going out. Second one, all of us are going out. First one is called dissolution of partnership. Second one is called dissolution of partnership firm. Clear? Everyone understood the point? Read.
Dissolution of firm versus dissolution of partnership. Basis, dissolution of the firm, dissolution of partnership. First one, continuation of business involves business discontinuation, does not affect business discontinuation. Winding up involves winding up of firm, merely constitution of firm.
No,
Order
this is
of
not, Sana, this is not how we are going to read differences. What we are going to do is, in case of dissolution of firm, business will be discontinued. In case of dissolution of partnership, business will not be discontinued. In case of dissolution of firm, winding up of the firm will come into picture. In case of partnership, mere reconstitution. We are not winding up the entire business. We are just reconstituting the firm. In case of dissolution of the firm, the court may be involved and the court may order for dissolution. In case of partnership, court is not going to get involved. If Bhargavi wants to leave, let her leave. I am not dissolving the entire firm. In case of firm dissolution, entire books will be dissolved. All right, I'm going to close it forever. In case of partnership, I'm not going to close the entire books. It is just going to be finding out how much should Bhargavi get out of this entire transaction. That is about your difference between dissolution of firm and dissolution of partnership. Very, very important topic. They've asked that several times in examination. Now going ahead, dissolution of firm. How do I dissolve the firm, sir? Two ways. All right. With the order of the court, without the order of the court. The court will not get involved, Bhargavi. All right, in the following scenario, sit straight. People are forcefully sitting here. All right, nobody is forcing you guys. Sit if you really want to learn. If not, chalega. All right, don't ruin your Sunday sitting here half-heartedly. Waste of time. When it comes to your dissolution of firm, it will come into picture in the following scenarios. What are those? Where we ourselves voluntarily agree we don't want to continue anymore. Second, where we want to go ahead, let's suppose there are two partners, one got up. Will the other partner go ahead and continue the business with himself? Answer is no. All right, compulsorily he has to dissolve the firm. Third one, on the happening of certain events. All right, where we have categorically mentioned in the agreement itself, in the partnership deed itself, if this happens, our firm has to be dissolved. Then that event happens, you will have to dissolve the firm. And the last one is by notice, section 43, wherein if you want to dissolve voluntarily, you give notice to your other partners and dissolve the firm. This is where voluntarily you want to do without the involvement of court. Where will the courts get involved then? Court will get involved in the following situation when an application is made by the partner, or else how will the court get to know? Will they dream of it? All right, and they have to get an application from the partners. Now, when will the application be made? One by one. Read, one of you.
Insanity, misconduct, permanent incapacity, persistent breach of agreement, transfer of interest, continuous loss, just and equitable ground.
All right, all of these are very, very critical 7 grounds on basis which the court can go ahead and dissolve the firm. Clear, everyone? All right, these are the 7 reasons where an application can be made and you can go ahead and dissolve the firm. Now, what will happen, sir, if the firm is dissolved? What will happen if the firm is dissolved? Please note, the moment the firm is dissolved, you have to give a public notice, or else you will continue being liable even after the dissolution. All right, read. Anyone?
Consequences of dissolution. Liability for acts of partners done after dissolution. Section 45. The partners continue to be liable as such to third parties for any act done by any of them which would have been an act of the firm if done before the dissolution, until public notice is given of the dissolution.
In simple terms, if you have dissolve the firm, you have to give a public notice. Sir, I'm sorry, I forgot. No problem. Whoever was responsible before dissolution, the same responsibility will continue even after the dissolution. Clear, everyone? Understood the point? All right. That's about your dissolution. Read the proviso. Very simple.
Provided that the estate of a partner who dies or who is adjudicated an insolvent, or of a partner who, not having been known to the person dealing with the firm to be a partner, retires from the firm, is not liable under this section for acts done after the date on which he ceases to be a partner.
In simple terms, will I be liable under section 45 after my retirement as well? The question is, sir, you've retired. Now, whoever is the rest of them will continue whatever they want to do. Tomorrow, if anything goes wrong, if they want to dissolve, whoever is continue, only they will be responsible. Because you retired long back. You will not be held responsible for that. Are you understanding, everyone with me? All right. So that's about your section 45. Now going ahead with section 46. Read.
Right of partners to have business wound up after dissolution. Section 46. On the dissolution of firm, every partner or his representative is entitled, as against all the other partners or their representative, to have the property of the firm applied in payment of the debts and liabilities of the firm, and to have the surplus distributed among the partners or their representatives according to their rights.
What is this? Sir, the moment we have decided we want to dissolve, now please sell all the properties, all the assets that you have, get the money, make the payment of the liabilities. After that, whatever is left over, we will share it amongst the partners. This is a right of the partner to get for dissolution. Clear, everyone? Understood? Everyone? All right. So this is a right of the partner to have the business wound up after dissolution. Now, losses. If there are losses, how do we resolve it, sir? If there are losses, you first use your capital. If there are losses, rather, first you use your existing profits to make good the losses. After that, also, we don't have sufficient money, you use your capital. After that, also, if you don't have sufficient money, then partners will bring in the money to the extent of their share in profit. This is how you settle losses. Clear, everyone? Understood? The last point is on payment of firm debts and separate debts. Your property will first be used against your liabilities or firm's liabilities?
Our liability.
Firm's liability.
Our own liability.
Think logically. Your property, you have property, even I have property. All right, both of us have assets. Your assets will first be used against the liabilities of the firm or against your personal liabilities?
Personal liability.
Obviously, if you pay for the firm's liability, your personal debts who will pay? I will pay. Are you understanding? Everyone with me? All right. Because firm's liability, if you don't pay, it's okay. I will still have to sell my house, sell myself, and bring in the money. But in your case, for your personal assets, personal liabilities, do you think I will sell my kidney and bring in the money? Are you able to make sense? Those of you saying firm's liability, are you able to understand what I'm talking about? Read quickly. Section 49.
Settlement of losses. Payment of firms' debts and of separate debts. Section 49. Where there are joint debts due from the firm and also separate debts due from any partner. The property of the firm shall be applied in the first instance in the payment of the debts of the firm. And if there is any surplus, then the share of each partner shall be applied to the payments of his separate debts or paid to him. The separate property of any partner shall be applied first in the payments of his separate debts and any surplus, if any, in the payments of the debts of the firm.
Bhavani, so what are we saying? In a situation where there are assets of the firm, will be used against the assets, liabilities of the firm. After that, if there is anything left over, you take it home. If there is assets of personal assets, will first be used against the personal liability. After that, if anything is left, you can use it against the firm's liability. Clear, everyone? Simple. Section 49. All right. Now, going ahead, sale of goodwill. What is sale of goodwill? Let's suppose you and I are running a business. We have created a huge brand, good Naturals ice cream. Simple. All right. Now, everybody sitting here would have heard of Naturals ice cream. is there a brand value of Naturals ice cream? Answer is yes, there is a brand value. Now the question is, can I use this brand value? Can I sell this brand value itself? Answer is yes. Let's suppose Aman sir wants to go ahead and carry on this business. Can you give this entire thing, all right? Or Divya madam wants to go ahead and carry on the same ice cream business. Can you go ahead and give this name, this brand value, this goodwill to Divya madam? Answer is yes. This is called sale of goodwill. Now, interesting. You've sold the goodwill to her. Can you also parallelly use this goodwill now?
No, sir.
Can she impose restrictions on you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But will it be considered as restraint of trade?
Exception.
Reasonable.
It's an exception to the whole concept of restraint of trade. This will also not be considered as restraint of trade because you've sold the goodwill. Once you've sold the goodwill, whoever is continuing will enjoy the rights in that goodwill. Simple. Nothing hypanda. Read.
Sale of goodwill after dissolution, Section 55. In settling the accounts of a firm after dissolution, the goodwill shall, subject to the contract between the partners, be included in the assets, and it may be sold either separately or along with the whole property of the firm.
Next.
Rights of buyer and seller of goodwill. Where the goodwill of a firm is sold after dissolution, a partner may carry on a business competing with that of the buyer, and he may advertise such business, but subject to agreement between him and the buyer, he may not use the firm name, represent himself as carrying on the business of the firm, solicit the customs of person who were dealing with the firm before its dissolution.
In simple terms, the moment I've sold goodwills, I cannot use the name of the firm. I cannot go ahead and represent myself to be carrying on that business. I cannot go ahead and advertise that business once again because I've sold it. I am not anymore associated with it. So I cannot do anything in terms of that goodwill. All right. Now, is it going to be considered as restraint of trade? That is coming here. Read.
Agreement in restraint of trade. Any partner may, upon sale of the goodwill of a firm, make an agreement with the buyer that such partner will not carry on any business similar to that of the firm within the specified period or within the specified local limits, and notwithstanding anything contained in Section 27 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, such agreement shall be valid if the restrictions imposed are reasonable.
Are you clear? Everyone understood? All right. Will this be considered as restraint of trade? Answer is no. This is not going to be considered as restraint of trade as long as the restrictions are valid and reasonable. With this, we come to an end of Indian partnership firm. Guys, we've spent 1 hour, 20 odd minutes. All right. I hope we've done justice. Bare minimum, you will get at least 15 marks in your examination from here. Bare minimum 15 marks from whatever we've learned in the last 1.5 hours. Now, how do I prepare for exam is the question. You guys haven't started, right? This is going to be your preparation for mock exams. Am I right? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You'll have to respond. Only then I'll understand. So please listen to me carefully. Sir, how to prepare? The question is, sir, we know, we understand, but we are not able to write. How to prepare for law? Constant question throughout CA journey, be it CA Foundation, be it CA Inter. At times, I used to get these questions even from CA Final students. Listen to me very carefully now. Sit straight. First, is there a substitute for study material? Answer is no. Sir, but you've drafted a beautiful CAPS material. I know how I've drafted. It is not a substitute. I have not copy pasted from study material. If that was the case, then you didn't require 2 books. 1 book was sufficient called study material. What have I done in the CAPS material? I've just summarized the concept so that one day before exam, you have 1 book which is sufficient for you to prepare for your exams. Today, when you're preparing, please think of what you will read one day before exam. Don't be stupid enough just to read for the sake of it without planning how you will read, what you will read one day before exam. Mind you guys, you will just have 1.5 day. In 1.5 day, you have to finish Indian Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act, Indian Partnership Act, LLP, negotiable instruments. You will have Indian regulatory framework, and if there is any other chapters that I've missed. 1.5 day. to finish all this. Prepare today of what you will read 1.5 days prior to the examination. So what I would have done if I were in your place, what I have done in the past when I was in your place, study material, word by word. Immediately after the study material, I will spend 2 hours in going through word by word of CAPS material. Why? Because one day before exam, I will not be able to open the study material and read. So what will I do? CAPS material has to be clear, updated. If you find any case, if you find any study, if you find any topic, if you find any subtopic which is beautifully drafted in your study material, write it down today itself when you're preparing in the CAPS material. Sir, can I do this in 1.5 days, which I have during examination? You ask this question to yourself, you will get a clear answer. All right. What you can't do now, you'll not be able to do then as well. Sir, why should I read study material if there is CAPS material? Study material language is what they expect in the examination. That means when you're reading your study material, how to read is what we are going to spend some time now. Sit straight. Let's suppose there is one paragraph. All right. Can I straight away jump into reading that entire paragraph? I will not do this foolishness. I will first spend 15 minutes in flipping through the subtopics of this entire chapter. What all is there? Right from the definition of partnership till the final dissolution of or sale of goodwill. All the subtopics I will go through once. Do I have to make an attempt of memorizing it? No. Law is not memorizing. How much will you memorize? Will you memorize the entire study material? Are you able to make sense? I was asked, one of the students had sent this email to me. All right, sir, how to memorize the entire study material? You are equal to being God then. All right, if you can memorize the entire study material, I will worship you. I don't want you to memorize the study material. Sir, then what should we do? How should we read? What should we read? First 15 minutes, I will skim through the entire topic. Second reading will be by word reading. I will paint, I will highlight, I will do everything possible to make sure that I know the keywords in the study material. When you're reading any paragraph, ensure that you highlight the keywords. Now, what do you mean by keywords? Important things in a particular sentence. Please make sure you don't paint the entire book. You have to identify the keywords. Sir, I'm not able to identify. If you can't identify, how will you write? When you read, you should know what is important in that entire sentence. That I can't teach. That you have to pick. Please note, in a particular paragraph, you should not have more than 4 highlighted keywords. If you have more than 4 keywords highlighted, that means you've unnecessarily highlighted things. Are you understanding? After you read a paragraph, you've highlighted important things. Right next to that paragraph itself, write in your own language one sentence of what you've understood. Do this for your entire chapter. This is going to be a second reading, which you usually used to do it at the beginning. Now you will do this as your second reading. After the entire chapter is over, spend another 15 minutes, go back and check each and every keyword which you have highlighted and at least read what you've written in the left. Sir, this will take a lot of time now, sir. 30 minutes is what we are talking about extra. First 15 minutes in seeing the topic and another 15 minutes in revising the topic. 30 minutes you've spent extra, 3 times you've seen the entire topic. How can you complain you don't remember the subject then? After this also, another layer of revision. I want you to finish your CAPS material then and there. Once you're done with the chapter in your study material, immediately go to CAPS material and read the entire CAPS material word by word. CAPS material has to be there at the tip of your tongue. Your question rather should be, sir, can I memorize the CAPS material? Yes, you have to memorize the CAPS material. Although I'm not really okay with it, but you have to know word by word of CAPS material. Sir, but how will I remember? Sir, you've already read thrice from study material. Now, CAPS material is just an extra layer of revision. 4 times you've read one chapter, guys. How much more comfort do you want? I don't think there is anything better than this. After entire chapter, there are set of questions which are listed. I want everybody to write answers for those questions. Listen to me very carefully. It might be time consuming today, but it is an investment for one day prior examination. Let's suppose for whatever good, bad reason, you were not able to read the entire study material, you were not able to read the CAPS material. You've written answers. At least read those. You will have a good remembrance. You will have a good quick catch up on the entire chapter. Are you understanding, everyone? Sir, is it necessary to write? Will you check, sir? I will not check. I will not check if you've written answers for those questions. Do it for yourself. If you want to clear, do it. No, sir, I have sufficient time. Father has left enough reserves for me. No problem. You don't even have to attend sessions. Quit. My request for each one of you is please make sure you write the answers for each of those questions. Now, how should I write, sir? Should I look at the answers from the study material and then try attempting? No. You are going to write the answers to those questions as if it is a test. You will get to know where you stand. Are you able to understand, everyone? For those of you who think, sir, I don't remember, I don't know how to write answers, my English is not good, my language isn't great, these are the activities which you have to do to perfect yourself. Are you with me? Everyone understood the point? All right. In your study, in your CAPS material, at least those chapters which I am handling, I have made sure that I've covered your mock questions. Your study material case studies are also covered to an extent. I have brought in past your examination questions. Make sure that you go through the answers. Clear? Everyone with me? Understood the point? All right. This is what I'm leaving you guys with. In the next session, we will be taking Negotiable Instruments Act and revising it once again. I hope I've done justice of 1.5 hours that we've spent together. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
you, sir. Bye, sir.
Nice.